Anita, can you join us? There you are from Cape Town. Thank you, Anita. You're looking fantastic as always. We've got a few minutes to just share a little bit about what your initiative, because it was your initiative, with Hospitality Tomorrow gives. And listen, tell the audience what that is all about.
I shall do. And Jonathan, this is our baby because you allowed me to emotionally nag you on this idea. Simply this, we, through Hospitality Tomorrow, as we did a community of a good 10,000 people strong, and we found out during Hospitality 1 and Hospitality 2 that there were leaders across the community industry, the community itself, who were stepping up for frontliners. We have all seen that the word essential has changed this year. And we discovered through conversations with different CEOs that they had been giving meals to frontliners, be it in healthcare, essential services, even their own staff. Millions of meals, tens of thousands of bed nights for frontliners who couldn't go back home, having worked in the hospitals. They needed to stay somewhere safe. They were giving food parcels out, all of these ideas. But what was amazing is that not one of them did it for PR. Not one of them did it for profile. They simply stepped up. At the same time, trying to really hold it together as a business leader, keeping businesses strong, they couldn't but do something to help the local communities around them. And you and I had a conversation and we thought, we have to do something. We have to do something to be able to help these leaders continue these initiatives because they do cost. How do we create a safe way of the community donating if they want to? How do we find a way of people seeing how simple it is to do something when everyone has felt a need to? And how do we bring the community together to really support the frontliners? And Hospitality Tomorrow Gives was created. Through that, we've had 7 CEOs so far. We've had Mark, CEO of Hyatt. We've had Christopher, the CEO from Dorchester Collection, Dilip from Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts in Sri Lanka. We've had Pansy Ho, MGM China Holdings Limited, Brett Tolman, CEO of Travel Corporation and chairman of Treadright, Adrian Gardner, one of your favorite people, the chairman of Mantis Collection, and Puneet Chotwal, the CEO of IHCL, who was really the seed that initially was planted on this idea. So I thank you. You have mobilized Hospitality Tomorrow to create this incredible project, which is very dear to our hearts. And it as well continues to be, again, a labor of love as part of this community. So that's what it's all about. hospitalitytomorrow.com/gives.
Great, fantastic, Anita. And you can see on my screen behind me that we're showing who those leaders we have interviewed to date, and it was Pansy Ho just the other day, of which the video is about to go live. But just really inspirational stories there as well. Have you got one inspirational story or one favorite that you would like to share with us?
It's interesting. It's actually not a favorite leader. I would be being un-UN if I were to make a choice. But one of the favorites for me was how, in addition to the physical health challenge of COVID-19, there's been the mental health challenge, which you and I talked about in creating Hospitality Tomorrow all the way back in March. We need people to be able to find a safe place to come together. And we had a number of leaders, including Christopher, including Pansy, who spoke about work they were doing with school children and what they were doing with local communities to make sure people didn't feel alone. So for instance, Christopher spoke about how the Dorchester Collection through the Beverly Hills property, his people were reading stories, bedtime stories for children to take some of the pressure off of parents who were working and homeschooling and had to deal with their little ones under a lot of stress. Pansy spoke about 15,000 letters that were written by people in Macau to people back in Wuhan who at the start point of all of the trauma, and how that just made them feel less alone. I thought this has been really quite special. From your side, any favorites?
Well, I must say I was just having a look at some of the conversations we have and some of the quotes from various leaders. So Brett Tolman said, "Start today, don't delay, start volunteering and helping, don't wait till you have a bigger idea." Puneet said, "The community is not just another stakeholder, rather the purpose of the existence of any business." Mark Haplomasian said, "Anything that elevates your awareness of what the circumstance is for other people and internalizes that and then act accordingly makes you a better person for sure, and therefore a better leader. Who's my favorite? Well, I have to say, because we're in the Gardeners Hotel, the Mantis Collection, and Paul is behind stage. But I must say, their efforts to send food parcel deliveries to local communities through NGOs is quite inspirational. Despite their hotels being closed, they are working flat out on conservation, and we saw that with the rhino video this morning and the masterclass that we're going to give on dehorning a rhino for conservation purposes. So, I mean, they're all hugely inspirational. But Anita, thank you so much for launching this, and I look forward to bringing in more leaders as well as we learn about what they've done for frontliners, because this isn't something that's going to go away anytime soon.
Indeed. And Jonathan, again, thank you, because as we've seen, both yourself and myself and every leader we've talked to, it's helped everyone get through the emotional numbness of this year by being able to do something for someone. And that's been very precious for everyone, simply not feeling alone, because we all have to get through this together. So again, as always, my sincere thanks to you for all of your support.